Hello and welcome to my first review ever of Epica's Holographic Principle. If you have a second after you watch this review, check out my two songs on my channel. My vocals are not great, the production isn't great, but the writing is not bad, I have to say. So I'm getting singing lessons and I'm gonna put out something even better soon, but check out my songs and let me know what you think. Anyway, on to the review. So I've been an Epica fan for a long time. Since before they were cool, you could say, since the Phantom Agony. And my own personal claim to fame with Epica is that I actually named Mayan's first album, Quarter Past. Long story, they had a competition on MySpace way back in the day, and I got to name the album, so that was pretty cool. And now, sometime later, of course, I still listen to Epica. They're phenomenal, and I love all their albums, some more than others. And now they just released their most recent one. So here's what I think as a longtime fan. It's really good. It's really good. I think I prefer it to the Quantum Enigma, which was revered a lot back when it was released. For some reason, I wasn't a huge fan of that album, and I think it was because it was just, the melodies were just a little bit too chill. Sometimes it was a little bit too, nice. I think the reason it was so popular is because it was really easy to sing along to, but I'm more of a fan of kind of Divine Conspiracy era where everything is very intense, very dark. I think that Divine Conspiracy is near perfection, and Design Your Universe was total perfection. I don't think they've topped that one since. So after the Quantum Enigma, I was curious to see the direction they'd go in, and I'm happy to say that this new album is a lot darker overall, a lot heavier overall, more intense. There's a little bit of that fire back that I felt was missing from the Quantum Enigma. So track by track, Idola is the first song. Very cool. I mean, it's just pretty much like Inception, Inception soundtrack, which is great, And there's a really cool child singing on it. It's not very melodic compared to their last instrumental openings. It's a bit more percussion based, a bit more like kind of gloomy, atmospheric style. Which is great. And then Edge of the Blade took me by surprise because it's a more kind of happy vibe. The overall atmosphere is actually similar to Second Stone, I noticed, but I think I prefer this song to Second Stone. It's just it develops more as it goes through, I felt anyway, and I really love the breakdown towards the end. The main riff with the choirs is just so cool and catchy. And Simone's vocals are great. The chorus is alright, but I prefer the verses, and I think that the main riff I think is the strongest part of the song. It's just so catchy, and even though it's in this weird major key, it works. I like it a lot. So that's a good opening. The happy vibe did remind me a bit of the Quantum Enigma, so I was hoping for something a bit darker, but it's pretty good. A Phantasmic Parade is the next song. This is a weird one. I'm not sure if I like it or not. I do like it, but it is more funky, kind of more rhythm based. The chorus is good. There's a really funky rhythm during the verses. I love how at the end of the chorus the choir goes up a notch into this kind of final section. It's hard to describe, but it really adds to the dynamic of the track, the ending of the chorus in particular. And then it breaks into this really sweet, fast part in the middle. That makes me really happy. Really feeds my need for darkness, and it really works. I like it. overall, it's probably not my favorite song of the album. The first two songs, they do have a little bit more of a relaxed thing to them that is cool, but what I'm really waiting for in this album is, of course, the next song, Universal Death Squad. I mean, everyone's heard it, not much to say about it. It's just amazing. Like, everything about the song is amazing. First time I heard it, I was like, wow, that's straight up. First time I heard it, I was like, that is straight up one of the best Epica songs so far. It's just smashing. It just progresses so well. As the song moves along, they give you just what you're looking for at each moment. It's like, yes, I like that. Really cool breakdowns. The choir is just full on force, demonic awesomeness. Simone's line in the bridge of the song might be my favorite moment of the whole album. It's just very chilling. The line, "I'm forever the snake devouring its tail in search of eternity." It's just perfect. It's just epica. I love that, and I love how it breaks into the choir right after, rising up again with a guitar solo, and then straight into the main riff towards the end. It's just really well structured song. I love it. Arguably the best song of the album. Next song is Divide and Conquer, which is really good song as well. I really get a Phantom Agony vibe from this song. I'm not sure why, but I can really hear that kind of old gothic, darker style coming through here. Love the choir bits. It's actually very straightforward for the most part, but there is a really awesome technical part in the middle, which doesn't get too technical. It lasts for just the right amount of time. Even the technicality of it has a certain catchiness. Lots of thought put into the song, I can tell. The lyrics are good. You can find some interviews by Mark online explaining what the lyrics mean. Simone's vocals are just awesome. I love the vocal lines in the chorus. The main riff is super crunchy and catchy. Great, just minor key throughout. Really keeps you interested. The breakdown in the middle is good. My favorite part of the whole song is when the choir comes in at the end and is singing the main melody that you hear the strings doing at the beginning, so it really ties the song together. You might not notice it the first time around, but it sent chills down my spine the first time I heard it, the choir at the end. So I would say that is arguably the best song on the album too. It depends what you're looking for, but that's a really solid song. Next is Beyond the Matrix, and that is a really good song too. It's a nice change in atmosphere and pace. The melodies are brighter. It is a more uplifting song. It's kind of more like epic power metal, poppy sing-along chorus. My only thing about this song is I think that they draw out the chorus a little too much. I think the chorus happens like 4 or 5 times in the song, and it's a little bit too much for me. It gets a bit played out. But it is a good chorus, really catchy. I can see why they repeated it so often, because they're going for like the sing-along type thing. Simone's soft section in the middle of the song is really beautiful. Her voice is just so stunning. They made a really good use of it on this album at multiple points. And there is a really good guitar solo by Isaac as well. I forgot to mention that. The guitar solo really adds points to this song for me. It really needed that. It really needed the guitar solo and the heavy part in the middle. Next is Once Upon a Nightmare, which is absolutely stunning. It's an absolutely stunning song. You really have to be in the mood to listen to it because it's so slow and it really draws you in. It's not like you can just be on the train and like throw it on because you feel like some metal. It's more of a song you have to like be willing to get into but it's very rewarding, very haunting. Simone's vocals are just stunning. I think it was Kuhn who wrote most of this one. He's a really, really solid ballad writer. I think he wrote Tides of Time from Design Your Universe, but the chord progression in the song is so, it really grips you. The lyrics, the choir, it's just, it's a phenomenal ballad. I would love to see it live. I think it would work really well. Actually, I think this song might have been, on my first listen to the album, it might have been my favorite. Because it brought a tear to my eye, you know. And when a song makes you feel that emotional, it definitely grabs the top spot as your favorite. But then again, the last song also brought a tear to my eye, so we'll get there. Next song is Cosmic Algorithm. This song is kind of like I like it. It's a bit goofy at times. The verse rhythm and the vocals and everything. It's got a little bit of a goofy vibe, which I like actually. It's kind of a change of pace, and you can tell that they kind of sensed a little bit of this goofiness because their cover is this like the funky algorithm, and it brings out that spirit from the song very well. The intro is so heavy. There's one of the riffs in the song is very Gojira-like, which is really cool. It's a good song that ranges from very heavy riffs to light, funky, catchy melodies, and the lyrics are interesting. They're interesting to ponder. Another thing I like is how the vocal line, there's a really high note by Simone at the end that is the icing on the cake, and then there's another icing on the cake at the end with a really cool feedback sound during the last riff that really made me go, "Whoa, man, that's metal!" And then the next song is Ascension, Dream State Armageddon. I keep finding myself saying this might be the best song of the album, so I guess this is a really, like, when I think about it, this album is really, really good, like the whole way through. I love this song. It's bit black metal influenced, very dark. There's no real lightness to the song. It's very dark, haunting. Simone's vocals during the chorus are very operatic, which I love. She goes so well with the choir. It's this kind of steady boom, psh, boom, psh, with the drums, just like simple but so effective. That effect, it's hard to describe. It's just a really simple boom, psh, in the choir with the operatic vocals, and just, I don't know how they thought of it, but it's really great. And I think the song was written by Rob Vanderloo, and he's a really good writer, and I think that his bonus tracks from the Quantum Enigma were just so good, and I don't know how they didn't make it onto that album. It would have made that album a little bit stronger in my taste, personally, but I'm really glad this song made it onto this album, because it is, wow. Simone's vocals especially are just so good. And I love how they modulated the choruses to sort of reflect the theme of the song. That was really, really clever. And the bridge is really sick. It's like our ego will lead us. Just really good. Yeah, I'd say if there's one song to check out from this album, it would be either Universal Death Squad or this one. So that is good. I love that song. Next is, what's the next song after this? Dancing in a Hurricane. This one brings in a little bit of their sort of Arabic sounding influences. They always kind of have a song like this on their albums. This one has a really good chorus. Really strong chorus. The verses I'm not such a fan of personally. They're a little bit slow moving, even though they do develop nicely. There's a new element added after each section, like, you know, the drums will come in and the guitars will come in. It's a very gradual build up and it's cool. I'm just not a huge fan of the way the verses go. Brings the song a bit down for me. The momentum isn't quite there until the chorus kicks in, which is really good. The chorus is so good. There is a fast instrumental heavy bit in the middle, which is pretty good, but overall I'd say this song's strong point is its chorus, and it relies on its chorus a lot. A strong addition to the album. Great Epica song. Not the best one of the album, but it's really solid. And vocal, Simone sounds great. She sounds great in all these songs. The next one is Tear Down Your Walls. Really amazing riff. Really amazing riff. It's got a really sick riff at the start. Pounding drum. Really just good, groovy riff. That's this song's strongest point. The chorus lets it down a little bit in this one, actually. And it's strange, you know. I feel I know that Mark wrote this song, and I almost feel like it's strange because on each Epica album, it's like he kind of sneaks an extra one in there. That might not be the strongest song of the album, but has some really good parts that you can't really let it off the album. You gotta just kind of sneak it in there. Another example of that would be what's that one on Design Your Universe? It's towards the end, but you must know the one I'm talking about. It's right after Deconstruct. Semblance of Liberty. Hello, yes. Sorry, my phone ran out of storage, so I have to continue this review on Photo Booth. Sorry about that, but you know, that's life. So I was just saying, you know, Tear Down Your Walls is like the Semblance of Liberty on the Holographic Principle. It's not the strongest song of the album, but kind of like an okay one overall towards the end. Kind of snuck in there towards the end. Although, you know, it's a better song than Semblance of Liberty. It's good. It's a good song, to be fair. Especially that riff. That riff is it's everything. So that's that one. Now, the Holographic Principle, the last song. And this is annoying because I already talked about this the whole way through, but my phone didn't capture it. So, as I speak, forgive me if I don't seem as passionate as I was the first time. The Holographic Principle, I'll try to make this short. It's one of their best long songs, if not the best. It starts off really slow with a really beautiful choir section. Some really interesting rhythm changes, really tasteful. Inclusion of lots of different instruments, you know, but it's not like it's not gimmicky. It's very tasteful. It's a pleasure to listen to the whole way through. It builds up really nicely. It's about 11 minutes long, I think, but it doesn't feel like it. It's really well paced. One of my favorite parts of the song is when it really kicks in the middle and the string starts doing this really very Epica-like fast, catchy riff. Like, and you're like, oh, shit's going down. And then the song kind of goes into a more mid-tempo, mid to fast tempo section, really cool. And everything progresses really well. It's good, got the right amount of intensity and darkness. Good balance of choirs and Simone's vocals and growls. There's a really, really cool synth riff towards the end of it that blows my mind. It's just like, that is perfect. You know, it's just like that extra little spicy bit that they included just so the song was the best it could be. And then finally, it's soon after that, it kicks into a riff that you heard towards the beginning again, and I love how they do that to tie it all together. It's like a really epic, cosmic dun, 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 like the march of the sentient beings, or it's just like really cool, really epic, cinematic, dramatic ending, and that builds up with the choir to a perfect crescendo for the album. Great song, really good. There's also, I just remember, there's another really catchy little riff that's done by some flutes, kind of like da 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 da. That part, I love that part. That's really good. A lot of their longer songs are missing cool little catchy bits like that, but this song has a lot of them. It has a lot of, it's like a hook laden completely. So that's good. That's great. I would, if I had to rank this album amongst their albums, I'd probably put it maybe third place. Personally, in my own personal taste, I think Design Your Universe is their best. Divine Conspiracy is my second favorite of theirs. This would be the third. I might as well just keep going. Next would be, I think it would be Phantom Agony, to be honest. And then I would put Quantum Enigma, and then I would put Consigned to Oblivion, and then I would put Requiem for the Indifferent, which is just a note on that album. Like it's they're least popular for a reason. It's so progressive that it's a bit alienating to the listener. I know this review isn't about that album, but it's just my 2 cents. It's just a bit harder to get into. It's not a bad album at all, but I think they did a good job in switching producers after that album, for sure. But as for the Holographic Principle, it's Epica. It's kind of like same old shit, different day, but better. And I do not have a problem with that. That's all I want Epica to ever do, is be symphonic metal and do it better and better every time. They're the best at what they do, for sure. It's like either Nightwish or Epica are the best symphonic metal band, but they're so different, you can't really compare them. They're going for different things. But this is a really solid 7th album for them. Really solid. I'd give it probably 8.99 out of 10. It's good. What's left to say? I might do another review if this one is well received by whoever is watching it. So let me know what you think. It would be good to get your opinion. Let me know if I'm wrong, if I'm right, and bye.